So we, we talked about different tools. This is your toolbar. You have the selection tool, transform tool, lasso tool, paint brush tool. This is fluid. This is classic paintbrush, eraser, shape tool, line tool, pen tool, text tool, pen bucket. Inside pen bucket also you have different types of tool. Like you have one for stroke, embottle tool. This for selecting colors, and this is for wrap tool, warp tool, hand tool, magnifying glass tool. So how does this work? Well, say you select an object and you want to transform it. You can go and select something. I can take shape in transform tool. I can rotate. I can make it thin or thin, thick. I can make it smaller. So this is basically your tool that is there for transform. Lasso tool works in a different way. Your magic wand, polygonal lasso tool. If you have done Photoshop, you should know that. But the interesting thing is that if you select something with the lasso tool, you can also delete it. So I can create shapes using the lasso tool. So I can select any shape like this, and I can move it, and then becomes a separate object. Your brush tool works. You have the thickness, curve smoothing, so it creates some adjustment. So you can see that when you have a thin line, it makes it smoother. You have to play around with this roundness. You can see the tip is round, whereas this becomes more like a ribbon. So there are many modifications that you can do. In terms of the brush. And this, if you have a pen pressure sensitive. So you can also you can select everything and delete. I can go to new. This is your classic brush tool, which does not give you that many options. You can also change colors. Your eraser tool is basically you just erase. And you can always undo. There are a lot of undos you can do. In this shape tool, you have many kinds of shape: oval, polygon, oval, primitive tool, rectangular tool, rectangle, primitive tool. You can make curves. Then you have the oval tool. Line tool works in the same way. It depends on the stroke size. You can go click, click, click. And I think you can fill it in also. Pen tool is there and gives you curves. You can add anchor point, delete anchor point. If you've done Illustrator, you should know the anchor point. Say I want to delete anchor point. Okay, why is it not showing the anchor point? Okay, you have to go into the sub selection tool and then you can delete the anchor points. Text tool is simple text tool. It gives you, I think, and in this also you have paragraph and options, what you normally get. Filters and all. So I'm not going to go into much detail. It's similar to Illustrator. You can fill in with the and the other one is the ink bottle tool. I don't know whether this one, yeah, it does work. So it does change the stroke color. You can also select something you want and you can change the eyedropper tool. This one is you can create points for morphing and all. I'll get back to this later on. It's a warp tool. Okay. Hand tool is basically I don't know. I know that if you go, you can double click on hand tool to position it. You also have rotation tool here. Time scrub tool is for the timeline to scrub. You can also do command and the middle mouse button. If you don't hold the command or control, it goes up and down. And I hope this helps. Thank you. These are the basic tools. We'll go further into it.